Hello, I'm Dave Peach, and this is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. See them in person or at tricountybank.net. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Crawfordsville Peachcast, I'm Dave Peach, and you are?
I'm Dave Meyer, Dave Peach.
Dave Meyer. We are presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. We're also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber, power for you. And we always say, hello, Todd. Dave, I want to make a podcast apology for something that happened on the air today. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, I felt bad about it. And, you know, I hope that the person wasn't listening.
Well, that's the most important.
I mean, that's the most important. And, you know, somehow we got on Saturday Night Live, 1970s kind of thing. I don't know how we got on it, but we're talking about it.
That area.
Yeah, we're talking about that. And I said that Lorraine Newman was dead. I said, yeah, of course, Lorraine Newman, you know, she's passed or no longer with us, or how you kind of say that somebody's not alive anymore, you know. And luckily, during a commercial break, I checked it out, and Lorraine is still alive. She's 72. So again, Lorraine, if you were listening to Swap Shop today on WCDQ in Crawfordsville, Indiana, I apologize, and I'm happy that you're still here.
That's exciting, Dave. That is exciting. And I think actually Lorraine's daughter is in the business, and she could be listening too, Dave. So if Lorraine's not listening, we hope her daughter's listening to pass those heartfelt sentiments along.
But she is no relation, to my knowledge. She's no relation to Randy or Edwin.
Randy or Edwin. And I think that's... and there were a bunch of other Newman film score people, right, Dave? And that's
Paul Newman,
of course, maybe the most famous of the related Newmans.
But I'm glad she's still here. And I think what got me going was we're doing this movie called All of Me with Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you going around the office saying, all of me, why don't you take all of me? Can't you see that I'm no good without you? You took the part, and unfortunately, I know a lot of lyrics, so we're going to stop. Okay.
Yeah, mine was more of the Willie Nelson version.
Ooh, oh, yeah. The really lilting 1979 version.
Something like that in his covers. Yeah.
He was doing that. He's doing that. Well, were you singing All of Me around the office?
I had that tune in my head, especially, the movie starts it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then pays it off at the end, right? But it's in your head the whole time.
I've noticed that when you're an old guy walking around an office with all these young kids in the broadcast business trying to make it, trying to be the next Dave Peach.
Oh, my.
It's best just to sing one line. You're good with one line. And just leave it.
Just drop one.
Just leave
drop
it.
One right there in their brain pan.
Because if you do 2 or 3 lines, that really, I think it makes you look kind of silly or old or whatever. Just go down the hall. All of me.
That's so
It drives them crazy. They go, why didn't you say another line? Well, I'm old and I don't want to take advantage of me knowing more lyrics, and you don't want to hear me sing and all that stuff.
Right. So you walk in there and say something like, young man, and then you keep going.
Exactly. Dirty deeds.
And then you're gone, man.
And they're going, are you going to do Done Dirt Cheap? No, I'm not. Not going to do it. You're going to have to do that yourself.
Occasionally you'll drop something from the second part of the song.
Do you really want to hurt me?
And they think, does he mean it? Is it a Broadway thing? What's happening?
We're going to rock on through. You do that a couple times, people will absolutely start slapping you in the face. if you go
They
there.
will.
We're going to rock on through and just stop.
But every third person is going to join in.
Are you going to do Electric Avenue?
Avenue. And then we'll make it higher.
We're going to party.
Oh,
like
Dave.
It's 1999? I mean,
right.
Come on. No?
Right. We built this.
Well, you could say city. You could say city. We built this city.
City.
Not repeat
And then you
it.
pause some more and you say it again, Dave.
Oh.
And eventually you're doing the song.
This is like what do they call that? Some sort of a psyop operation. I mean, I'm sure the CIA is already part of this.
They've already been doing this. This is for years, Dave. I tell you what, you could find people in Delaware County still talking about this stuff.
Well, I think what got me going was we're doing this movie called All of Me with Steve Martin.
Not?
Steve Martin.
Yes.
Okay. Steve Martin is 78 years old. He's 78. Bill Murray is 73. What happened? As Fred Willard would say in Mighty Wind, what happened?
Well,
I don't understand this.
As you look at Steve Martin today, you go, he looks fairly close to what he looked like in 1977.
I mean, his skin is unbelievable. I have to say.
I mean, he's wearing, the hair's not as long, but he looks, I don't know anybody else who really, part of it was the fact that he went, obviously, he must have gone gray as a teenager, right?
But it was it was such a cool gray.
Right. He was a cool gray. It was a charcoal gray that kind of then went into this, wow, how old is he? Because I don't think he's that old, but he's got really gray hair. Like better than Phil Donahue gray hair.
But thick gray hair,
right?
Immaculately cut. I mean, and
Dave, let's just say too, at the time when, you had your Gino Vanelli, Burt Reynolds chest hair reference. Okay.
I just want to stop.
Steve was right in that league with chest hair.
Yeah,
I can't in the late 70s, Dave.
Steve Martin chest hair for 80, Alex.
I could compete, Dave. I could. So Steve Martin has been in our lives meaningfully since the beginning of Saturday Night Live, almost second year at least.
I would say, yeah. No doubt. I think he was hanging with the Smothers Brothers or something like that. I think he was way back.
Yeah, no, exactly. He was writing for the Smothers Brothers. And wow. Prior to that, he became a musician and worked at, I think, Boone's Farm, which was kind of the knockoff Disney in the Orange County, Southern California area. But
wow.
Yeah, Steve
what a wonder.
Comedy. Steve Martin.
Kids, if you're listening, Steve Martin broke onto the scene with 2 record albums.
Absolutely, man. And they were single albums, but you unfolded them, right? They were significant productions of not just, it was basically a recording of him doing a performance or something but they were significant in their album placement in your life. You didn't buy that many comedy albums, Dave.
No.
Right?
Now, you had a few Jonathan Winters, maybe a Bill Cosby, maybe something your parents had around. I don't know. Some of those old comedians that were a little drier than what I would like.
Absolutely. But everybody
Jackie Vernon. Yeah.
Jackie Vernon. Right? Okay. But everybody had Steve Martin's first album.
I can't remember what they were called. Excuse Me, or I forget what it was called.
I think it was just Steve Martin, live from the Troubadour or something.
Yeah.
It was in San Francisco was the place. The first one was. And that was, those routines over and over. I listened to that.
Let's Get Small.
Yeah.
You get really small.
He'd be like, I just want to. I just need like a blue spot. I'm looking for just a blue spot. Okay, folks. I'm sorry. He does that whole build up about this place was before it was comedy. It was and some of the people doing the drugs and not listening.
Well, excuse me. Steve Martin at 78, still getting it done. It is All of Me today, and we will talk about this movie and more. Lily Tomlin, Selma Diamond, Victoria Tennant, and on it goes. It is All of Me next on the Crawfordsville Peachcast. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. All of Me on the Crawfordsville Peachcast, 1984. Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin, Martin, about 38 at the time? I don't know. He's 78 now. You do the math. Selma Diamond, Victoria Tennant. This is a nice little movie.
Absolutely. I think this was it's a fun movie. It's I look back now, it wasn't, it may be a simpler time, but there's a lot of it that holds up today as contemporary, that I think they were kind of subversive on at the time. But I love this movie, Dave, is what's my opening comment on the All of Me.
Pure fantasy. I mean, obviously not based on a true story.
No, but a fun thing. Should we try to give the synopsis, Dave, or how should we get it?
I don't know about a synopsis, but why don't you summarize it for us?
I'll give a shot at that. Okay, so there's
hopefully Lily Curtis got a rim shot on that. I hope on the on the post production. Come on,
come on, Curtis. Play, Curtis. We encourage you to play with sound.
No, don't encourage him too much.
Okay, Curtis.
Sorry, Curtis. We encourage you.
Be appropriate. That's what we're asking.
That's
Curtis.
right.
And then occasionally surprise us. Okay. Edwina Cutwater. Good name. Edwina Cutwater is the Lily Tomlin character, and she is rich. And it so happens that Roger Cobb, who is the Steve Martin character, is her attorney. And he works for a big firm, and he goes, basically, you can tell he's kind of a wacky guy who's got a dog, and he's a junior member of the firm, and he's told to go because she's a big client. She's on her deathbed. And when she gets there, he finds out that besides dealing with her will, there's this stipulation that her soul's going to be inherited by this young person, Terry, who is Victoria Tennant, who Steve Martin eventually married, but that's not part of this story.
In real life. In real life,
exactly. So that is the plan. The Victoria character is the daughter of his her stable guy. Is that kind of it's the guy that takes care of her horses. Is that right?
I thought he had more. I guess
he may have had more to do. I don't know. But anyway,
he obviously worked security better than the guy in The Godfather.
Right. Exactly. Again, Curtis, that would be an appropriate place for the rim shot. And so anyway, basically what happens is...
I'm a man who cannot look ridiculous. I cannot afford to be looking ridiculous.
That's a callback to Roger.
How about a...
Oh, so this weird story that happens that Edwina's going to die. Her soul is going to be inherited by Terry. And then it just so happens... And then there's this funky guru guy involved with the bowl, right? And he's kind of funny, but clearly knows his stuff when it comes to the magic involved in the premise of the movie. So somehow, as they're going through the process and Edwina dies, Her soul goes to the bowl. The bowl gets knocked out the window, madcap style, Dave, and hits Steve Martin on the top of the head while he's walking away. Okay. And at that point, we've kind of mold all our backstory, and voila, now we've got Lily Tomlin's voice in Steve Martin's head, and it becomes this vehicle that Steve Martin, like physical comedy at the apex of Steve Martin physical comedy. And then I won't give away the end, Dave, but it's an interesting character piece from 1984.
Well, a couple of observations I have. The guys look great in their suits.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
They look so good.
We're talking skinny guys, large guys, all kinds of guys.
They've got that concave shirt thing going on. I go the other side on the shirt. You know, I've got the little belly bump going out of the shirt. It's like they've not even exhaled. They're just like their rib cage exceeds their belly button, and it's like William Hurt, Steve Martin. I don't know how that works, but I'd like to drive that car for a couple of years, even though I'm even at this age. But well, Steve has a dog, and the dog conveniently just goes off to be seen by some blind guy that he knows, right?
Right. That's his buddy, Steve. I guess kind of some of the side angle here is that Steve's a musician on the side and plays with a band of African Americans, one of which is his buddy who also is blind, which we, of course, are going to play up in some gags along the way.
Steve has a dog. Steve has a girlfriend that I think she just kind of gets lost in the shuffle of the
Dave, interesting sidebar that I read was when this movie started, that was Steve Martin's girlfriend.
Wow. And he ended up with Victoria Tennant.
So her role, I'd say, diminished along the way. I'm not sure the timing.
What is that? When reality meets, how does that, I forget what they call it, when reality meets fantasy or I can't think of the phrase there. Yeah. And life imitates art. This one is art imitates life, or life imitates art. Okay. We got it.
And it was good for him.
Yeah, it was good. Let's see. They were even thinking about getting married, but obviously that was scrapped along the way. Steve Martin gets hit in the head with a bowl, and we got an hour and 5 minutes to go in the movie.
Right.
We have Edwina's funeral, but I think maybe you're going into this. Edwina had a funeral, but then they had another funeral. Follow me, or take me along here.
Okay. I think that the first one was more of a, you're right, Dave, because it was like an impromptu kind of thing. And then there was the drive-by where he hired his buddies to come by, but then that seemed like a whole different thing than the actual, I don't know, part of the funeral. So there was a lot to that. I expected it to be more of a Mark Twain kind of thing, I guess. I don't know.
There weren't many people at the funeral. I didn't understand the choir and the seating and all that.
She did pay some people, but this was, besides Steve and Lily, Carl Reiner directed this. This was the fourth of the Steve Martin, Carl Reiner combination comedy movies from this time frame. Dave, started in 1979 with what movie?
Carl Reiner?
Yes, Carl Reiner, Steve Martin's first movie together.
1970?
79.
Dead Men Wear Plaid.
That's the hardest of the four, Dave. The one before that, his first movie.
The Jerk.
The Jerk, exactly.
Oh, I saw that in the movie theater.
Absolutely, I did too.
I took a date to The Jerk.
Okay, baby. Okay. Dead Man Don't Wear Plaid, 82.
Can we go see The Jerk? I'm already looking at The Jerk. What do you want to do? Go to a movie called The Jerk.
Okay, Dave. Now that you know three
of the four.
I think that's
hilarious. That's a jerk. Let's write that down. Let's do that again in a year. Nobody will even know. You want to go see The Jerk? I'm already okay. Right.
I'm there.
If I have to repeat it, it's not that good. Okay.
It's good, Dave.
Kreskin would be so proud of us with that joke. He would be if we could send that to Kreskin, he would love it.
Dave, he could be listening. I know he doesn't always, make it known, but he could be listening.
He probably knew I was going to do that joke.
He probably knew ahead of time, so he would be listening to the right episode even.
Now back to the movie, Dave.
No, I want to hear you tell me. I want to know the 4 movies. You've named 3.
Oh.
The Jerk.
Dead
Men Don't Wear Plaid. Of course, we're doing All of Me.
Oh.
Now, I'll give you some clues. 1983.
83.
This movie, the reason I remember this movie.
L.A. Story.
That came after.
Oh.
Good. That was he did Victoria Tennant. He did with that.
Did Victoria Tennant take over where Julie Christie left off?
I think that Bernadette Peters was in this role at some point, right?
You're going to have to just tell me.
I'm jumping around. Okay, Dave, The Man with 2 Brains.
The Man. See, I did not see that, and I don't think I've seen that Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Don't Wear Plaid.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen
that one. We could talk about that, but that one's where they intercut old movies from like the 40s and 50s, reacting to Steve Martin, Rachel Ward, and I forget who else.
Rachel Ward.
Yeah, about that.
Was she the one that said, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful"?
She might have at some point. And Dave, I was not going to.
Was she in with Phil Collins? Like Against All Odds?
Yes. Jeff Bridges. Phil sang it.
Okay. Of course, she didn't make out with Phil Collins. I mean,
she didn't make out with Phil Collins, but she did.
You
I think
can't
make out
with love. You
with
just
Richard
have to
Chamberlain. And Dave, if you go back, she was
Chamberlain. You're throwing everybody out there. Hey,
she was the.
You want to go see The Jerk?
Okay.
I'm already looking at him.
Sharky's Machine. She was in that.
Did they cut off a finger in Sharky's Machine?
I think I felt that, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't Bert that got the finger cut off, was it? It was somebody else.
I think it might have been. It could have been. It was that shocking that we both remember it. I don't think we'd have remembered if Brian Keith lost a digit.
No.
Because you'd think, he's fine. Who else was in that, Dave? I don't know. Okay, let's get back to this.
Well, I love the 80s.
We're way off the
80s.
Dave. Okay.
We got a classic courtroom scene.
We do. We have a little foreshadowing that Steve is good in the courtroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have that happen, and then we have a classic. But along the way, Dave, let's talk Steve's secretary, Selma Diamond, which is a cool name, even if you're not famous.
And this is crazy because today, during lunch, we were looking for something to watch, and I clicked Night Court, and I realized that it was an episode with Selma Diamond, who was smoking, and she shouldn't have been smoking.
No, Dave. She went at 64, and she had the lungs of a 128-year-old dock worker.
Now, when we look at Night Court,
mm-hmm.
and we don't want let's go a little rabbit hole down Night Court. It took a while for them to find the actors that meshed because they went through a lot of Markie Post.
They tried.
They went through a lot of Markie Post. What was she? The public defender?
Yeah.
They went through a lot of those, and then they had Selma Diamond. And, did they have another one before Marshall Warfield, or I can't remember. But it took them a while to get the crew that they wanted in that. But I'll ask you this question. If Selma Diamond hadn't died, would she have been in this show the whole time?
I would say yes. I did not realize Selma Diamond, she first published cartoons and humor essays in the New Yorker. Okay.
Caroline in the City, Leah Thompson. Go get it.
Exactly. And then, Dave, she ends up, this is something I don't know if you know, and I was excited about if you do not. She wrote, originally started out in radio, writing for The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, did that for 20 years, left there doing TV, and she was one of the writers for Sid Caesar for the Show of Shows. Hence, she was Carl Reiner's inspiration for Sally
Rogers
on the Dick Van Dyke. Yes,
wow.
Sally on the Dick Van Dyke Show. How about that?
I feel like Andy Griffith is leading Barney Fife to We the People in order to be or whatever that was. Preamble. Okay.
Selma Diamond was Sally Rogers. She was the original Sally Rogers.
You know, I was thinking about that show the other day, and I've been watching the show Caroline in the City.
Oh, good. Classic.
And you know, it was a decent show, but the cast never really gelled. Like, you know, you look at Seinfeld, you look at Friends, you look at the Dick Van Dyke Show. I mean, everybody was dialed in, and the Dick Van Dyke Show was probably one of the greatest comedies of all time because there were just so many, kind of like the Mary Tyler Moore Show later, but there was just, you know, wherever Dick Van Dyke was, it was magic. If he was at the office, if he was at home, if he was, you know,
you're right,
doing whatever.
The flashbacks, Dave.
The flashbacks,
Army in the flashbacks. They're still
everything was absolutely just impeccable. But man, that Caroline in the City, it's a hard show to watch. There's I don't know that the chemistry just wasn't there, and I assume that's why it just kind of, you know, it had great ratings for a while. If we would have had a show after Seinfeld in 19 whatever it was, we probably would have got a 30 share for a while. And then they go, wait a minute,
you do inherit.
But anyway, now we go Selma Diamond, All of Me, Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin. Really cool little
stuff.
movie. We're going a lot of different places here, but I hope people aren't too frazzled.
Dave, if they are, they'll just pull off and listen to the entire show before driving on. Therefore, the frazzling will not be a safety issue.
Terry ends up doing some stuff. Watch the movie. I don't want to give it out because there's a lot of twists and turns along the way. Good stuff. And Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin. Lily, of course, was on Laugh-In, and also the girl with the big chair. What's her name?
That would be she was in what was the character's name?
I can't think.
Well, she was the operator.
I'm the operator, yes.
Edith Ann. Edith Ann was her character. Now, I will say this. I read up, and the original casting of this, before we got Steve and Lily, do you know who they were looking at?
Okay, 80 Tom Selleck?
No, but you're
Ted Danson?
Yeah. Closer. Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn.
Oh, ready to take a chance again with Chevy and Goldie.
Ready to take now a little bit of weird numerical date
that
trivia.
Would be foul play.
Yeah, that would be. Lily Tomlin, Dave, was born the day World War II began, and Steve Martin was born the day World War II ended.
Mercy.
How about that for some weirdness? I will now. I will want to note some things that I saw in this movie as being kind of the precursor on something, and or a great callback that you probably also noted. But Dave, this movie, I want to say, had fake orgasm humor long before When Harry Met Sally.
I remember that. Yeah. I didn't know where you were going with that. And
of course you didn't.
Why would I notice that, Dave? Is kind of what my next question.
I don't know, Dave. Now, I do love the line when his boss, when she reads back and says his boss is the West Coast distributor of love and happiness.
A minute. Go ahead.
That was good. Now, I know that you picked up on this.
Would you like to see the jerk? I'm already looking at him.
What about Lily Tomlin starting to do the old Yellow Pages jingle? Did you catch that?
You know, I didn't, but I got my second shingle shot this week, so there are some things that I've missed out on.
Well, Dave, at one point, as they're trying to figure out where, like, the Shami is staying or whatever, she does this, let your fingers do the walking. And I was like, ah. Okay. And of course, at one point, I think it was during this point when Steve dropped an excuse me.
He did. Yes. Now I do remember that. I remember that.
Dropped one in there. I think just had to get one in. So I thought that was interesting in the scope of this movie. But Dave, what do you compare this movie to? What is it like? I don't know.
I'm thinking about the old TV show Topper.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost. That was far more dramatic.
Yeah.
Those type of movies. That CBS show that I've never watched called Ghost looks very.
I've heard.
Looks
Dave,
remarkable.
I've heard good things. I have
looks
heard
remarkable.
Good things.
But those. And of course, how about this one? The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Very nice. Very nice. I thought that was good. I thought it was ingenious. All the different ways besides just, oh, here's another mirror, right? That they kind of found to incorporate the dialogue between Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin. Because it was like there's a good rhythm between how much physical comedy he's doing, but you needed a break from that at some point because it's so demonstrative, to everything. So it was really cool when they would have all those exchanges.
Watch the movie. Be sure to watch the ending. It is All of Me, Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin, Selma Diamond, Victoria Tennant, and many more. 1984's All of Me. We're coming back with segment 3 of the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
You dropped your cell phone, the car won't start, and now your email has been hacked. Yup. Ever had one of those days? Tri-County Bank can help with a protection plan powered by Bazing. This is Bria French. Contact any of our offices to see how Bazing can resolve those big issues. Terms and conditions may apply. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
All of Me, movie number 29 in the Untoasted series. 1984, my last year at Butler. And coming up in 2024, we'll have a reunion of our radio folks at Butler University. And for everybody out there that's gone to a 40-year reunion or anything like that, I mean, what are our expectations? What should be our expectations? What should we be looking for as we get back with people that we haven't seen for 40 years? I mean, I see you now, but I mean, there's a pocket of people that I have kept in contact with over the years. I wonder what we'd talk about if we didn't have basketball, but
right.
I mean, there's more than that. But anyway, what are these things all about? These 40-year reunions, these going back in time things.
Dave, it's just a dog and pony show. We're just there to look at each other and judge based on appearances alone.
He looks really good. He looks really bad.
No,
should we have like cards that people hold up as we walk around, kind of like the judging at the
exactly.
cliff diving?
It's not my fault. My first marriage was bad.
Well, no. I was just saying we could get 5 people to judge and just hold up cards. You throw out the high, you throw out the low, and then you average the 3, and that's your score.
I think it would be good that way. So
it's all about looks. It's all about looks.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be some hugging. You don't want to squeeze certain people. No. They might break.
Yeah.
But so you hope that nobody's too excited to meet you.
Okay.
You don't want a lot of physical exchanges.
I'm glad we're having this
really
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it could. No, I think it's going to be honestly a very genteel, probably emotional affair. People are going to talk about, our kind of the 2 gurus of the era, Jim Phillippe, the head of the department, Nan Harper, his number 1 lieutenant extraordinaire, and all those that were a part of the Butler University Jordan College of Fine Arts WAJC experience. It's, it seemed like when we were there, it was a big club, but now, I mean, looking back, it'll be interesting to see how big and how many people stuck with it and what people are up to. So
who's the biggest name I'm gonna give. I think I know who the biggest name, or I think I have a. I think this person from the old WAJC days has made it. Of course, right now we got Brandon Gaudin, who is from the Butler Communications Department, voice of the Atlanta Braves. He's done NFL games on TV on Fox.
Yeah,
and they don't let just anybody do
even
these
bigger
games.
To the kids. I was going to say he's doing Madden, right? I mean,
he does the Madden game, and he's been on the podcast, and he'll be on the podcast this summer. What am I leaving? Oh, a lot of basketball, a lot of college basketball in Big Ten. But there's Corey McPherson out of Chicago. Farron or Fearon? McPherson?
I think McPherson.
McPherson.
But you and I are probably both wrong.
Recently retired. There's a guy that used to do Texas Ranger games on the radio, and I cannot remember his name. And then the guy I'm thinking of, let's see who you were thinking of, because there's one guy out there, he's done national work. He might have the best voice of any human being that I've ever heard calling basketball. I mean, it's an amazing.
I'm going to guess Kevin Calabro.
You got it. Yeah. Kevin Calabro. Yep. I think of course, I'm a sports guy, and I would say that if you could have a voice like Kevin Calabro, you would take that in a New York minute.
And he, definitely is somebody who's been a national sports play-by-play guy for many decades.
And his brother has hung out at Channel 13 for about 40 years.
As well
WTHR
as inheriting, Tom Carnegie's position as the voice of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So both pretty good gigs.
Philip, he was the PA voice of the Butler Bulldogs for many, many years.
And until Dave Peach.
No, there was Gary Nash. Gary Nash was there for a little while.
He's the George Lazenby, Dave, of this list, okay?
I'm on my, it'll be the 36th year at Butler coming up. So that's a good run, my friend. I have made it back to the campus a few times. I thought maybe a line tomorrow. If I get there and there's some people there, I go, man, I haven't been back to campus since April 4th.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
You definitely, Dave, if there is a category for who's been back the most, you would have to win by default. Okay. There's no way anybody.
Left. He's still here.
He's still here.
He's still here. He did leave for a little while, but then he came back.
For a while. He came back.
They asked me to come back. I mean, that's like that gangster movie. I keep trying to leave and they keep bringing me back or whatever. But what fun it's been. And
you're the Al Pacino of Butler basketball history.
We will see you. And we'll have a recap of that coming up on a Crawfordsville Peach Cast. Again, Dave, thank you so much. We loved it. All of me, 1984.
My pleasure, Dave. My pleasure.
And did you want to go see The Jerk?
We could do it. I mean.
Come on, Dave, the line. Come on. I'm looking at him. Okay, let's try it again.
I'm too earnest, Dave.
You want to go see The Jerk?
Dave, I'm looking at it.
I love that. Hey, it's the Crawfordsville Peach Cast presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892, and Central Indiana Rubber. Power for you. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello.
Todd. Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peach Cast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Tune in Thursday for a new episode on Apple or Spotify, and please like, subscribe, and download the Crawfordsville Peach Cast. This podcast was produced and edited by Up Their Media and is a presentation of Fork Broadcasting Digital. I'm Dave Peach, inviting you to join me next week.